Hey everyone, it's Mr. Burns here from my house. I just want to explain to you how you're going to log on to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, which is our video conference app for distance learning in 2020. It's going to be different now. The county has made some changes that have improved the system. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is log into your Blackboard, your normal FCPS 24/7 Learning Blackboard account using your FCPS credentials, your username and password, and then you got to find your courses. And I'm going to go into my course, and of course I'm looking at things from a teacher point of view. Okay, so what I did was in your Blackboard page, I added a couple of different tabs. I do have a distance learning tab with weekly lesson plans. I just put kind of the lesson plan there, and you can access the materials in Google Classroom. But the most important tab you're going to have is this Collaborate Ultra Sessions tab. Okay, and you're going to notice that there's 7 different sessions in my Collaborate Ultra Sessions tab. 4th period, 8th period, which are available on Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:15 for 4th period, and 1:30 to 2:15 during 8th period. Now you can enter those 15 minutes early, so you can go in at 10:15 and 1:15 respectively. My office hours for Fridays is 9:30 to 10:30. Again, you can go in 15 minutes early to get set up. My Blue Day classes, 1st period, 3rd period, and 7th period. You'll notice the times for 1st period 9:15 to 10. Again, you can get in 15 minutes early. 3rd period 10:30 to 11:15. 7th period 1:30 to 2:15. Okay? And then here's my Wednesday office hours, which will be 10:30 to 11:30. Again, you can get in 15 minutes early. What will happen with those links is that you will, a button over here will say join, and it'll pop up 15 minutes before that session starts so that you can join. You'll join and it'll look just like it did yesterday in your sessions. Right? The only difference is that it will not be a guest link. So you will not be able to put a funny name or an inappropriate name in there. It's linked to your Blackboard account, so it will have your first and last name as they are in Blackboard. So I can track attendance, and I can track who's in and who's not in, and I can track who's saying what. The sessions will be recorded as they were before. I will post the recorded links to your Google Classroom Google Doc that I shared with you. And from there, we will have our normal sessions. Now, in theory, because I know who you are and who's in the sessions, there's a better opportunity there to keep the chat open and make things a little bit more interactive. Things will be recorded, so if anyone says anything inappropriately in the chat, I will be able to determine who that is. I would like for that to be more interactive. I would like to have that option, but I can only have that if you guys are on your best behavior, if you're following the SR&R, if you're following the distance learning protocols and the distance learning plan appropriately. Okay, so this is how you will get there. All the other tabs, besides the top 2, are really not as important right now. I did make sure that all my users were updated, so everyone that I have as a student is in my Blackboard. The other thing I did was I added Ms. Tryon and Mr. Farmery as instructors so that they can pop in anytime and make sure everything is going smoothly. Now, in the opportunity, if this happens where something happens like it did on Wednesday with the middle schools where everything kind of crashed and Blackboard was overwhelmed, there might be a situation in the future where we have to go to asynchronous teaching, which means I post something to Google Classroom, there's no live session, you do the assignment, and you turn it in on Google Classroom by any due date that I've posted. If you had questions in that case, you would send me an email, and maybe we would still be able to have live office hours, but maybe we wouldn't have a live class. That's always a possibility. So keep that in mind, that could be something that's coming, possibly as soon as tomorrow or next week. Okay? I hope you had a great first day of learning. I hope you are getting back into a routine and setting up a schedule for yourself and making sure that you are completing any of the extension activities that your teachers provide for you. If you have any questions, you can email me, jrburns@fcps.edu. The other important things to consider is that the 3rd quarter ends on April 24th. So I really want to make sure that those of you that have not finished Criterion B and C, get that finished up as soon as you can. Remember, if I send it back to you without a grade, that means you have some edits to make. If I send it back to you with a grade, that means you are ready to move on to the next step. The next step after Criterion B is drafting your letter on Criterion C. The next step after Criterion C, if you get a grade back, is to mail or email your letter to your local government representative. And remember, if you send an email to them, to carbon copy or CC jrburns@fcps.edu, so I know that you are sending it. Thanks so much for listening to this video.